I rise today to address and reject the mischaracterization, accusations from many in this body that the cartoon from my office is dangerous or threatening. It was not, and I reject the false narrative categorically. I do not espouse violence towards anyone. I never have. It was not my purpose to make anyone upset. I voluntarily took the cartoon down, not because it was itself a threat, but because some thought it was. Out of compassion for those who generally felt offense, I self-censored.
This is about workplace harassment and violence against women. Yet, the member has never apologized for his actions. It's a cartoon, relax, he said. Disguising death threats against a member of Congress and a president of the United States in an animated video does not make those death threats any less real or less serious. Indeed, it took 9 days for the minority leader to publicly spoke out about this threat, and when he did, he merely said it was not the member's intent to ever harm anyone.
Will this Congress be remembered as the Congress that addressed those serious challenges? Not a chance. Instead, I believe this Congress will go down in history as the broken Congress. Madam Speaker, when a Democratic chairwoman flew to Minneapolis and told an angry crowd during a trial to stay on the streets, get more active, get more confrontational, we've got to make sure they know we mean business. Why? Because it's a broken Congress that believes in rules for thee, but not for me. This is part of a larger pattern.
This vote is not as complex as perhaps the Republican leader would like to make folks believe. Does anyone in this chamber find this behavior acceptable? Would you allow depictions of violence against women, against colleagues? Would you allow that in your home? Do you think this should happen on a school board, in a city council, in a church? And if it's not acceptable there, why should it be accepted here?
By its adoption of House Resolution 789, the House has resolved that Representative Paul Gosar of Arizona be censured, that Representative Paul Gosar forthwith present himself in the well of the House for the pronouncement of censure, that Representative Paul Gosar be censured with the public reading of this resolution by the Speaker, and that Representative Paul Gosar be and is hereby removed from the Committee on Natural Resources and the Committee on Oversight and Reform.